As mentioned in one of the early lectures that we did, there is no requirement for students to render the windows. You can actually use the windows from your original photograph. Also, if you've got some very tricky steps, you can use the original photograph as part of your rendering. So to do the windows, you'll need a copy of your original image. So this is my layer with my original image. It has come in as a smart object, and I know this because of the funny little icon down here in my checkerboard. And what I'm going to do is right click on that layer and scroll down to where it says rasterize layer. That means that I can manipulate the pixels in this photograph. Now, together with manipulating the pixels, I need to make sure that I have a path ready. So I've got a path ready and it's called Front Windows 2. Check that your path looks right, and what you can do is load the selection. So we'll have the ants marching around, and make sure that you're on the image that you want to cut out. So I'm here on the correct image. I'm going to go Control C and Control V to cut and paste a new window on my layers. Now, hopefully, Photoshop will create a new layer for me with that particular shape, and it's just taking its time, but it's under layer number 2 for me. And pretty soon I'll be able to see that there's a window. There it is, it's popped up. Okay, so what I can do with this window now is take it up to where my color block is. So this is my color block. I had originally made a red color block window, and I think I put a little bit of a gradient in there. And I'm going to move my new window so that it is sitting underneath my gradient. All right, so as Photoshop is thinking about that, now what I can do is just make sure that the layers are in the correct order. And as you can see in my layers palette, I've tried a couple of different colors. I tried a blue window as well, which has a blue-black gradient, but I actually like the red one. So I'm going to just move that up a little bit further so that you can see the effects. Now, I'll hide the original photograph. And hopefully you'll be able to see just the window and the red gradient. I might actually hide the window as well. Okay, there we are. So I've got a layer that's called Window Lecture Gradient. It is at 33%, so I can bump that right up to 100% so that you can see the original gradient. There we are. So I've obviously chosen a gradient that has reds, pinks, and a little bit of that orange color in there because I think that that would look really good. I can reduce the opacity of that so that it is only very pale. bring back the windows that I just created from my original photograph. And something else that I can do is I can add what's called a layer filter. So your layer filters are located just next to the opacity slider. So if I go into the opacity slider, that's set for 45, which is fine. Under the layer filters, I can choose a filter that I think might look good. So you might like to try some of these filters. I'm not going to tell you which one works the best because I think that they all do different things and depends on your gradient and the original window colors as to which filter is going to look effective. So I'm going to keep it on screen, and then if I bring back the original photograph, and as you all know, my laptop is really struggling with Photoshop these days, so I apologize for that. But as you can see, it gives a nice sunburnt sort of sunset look about the windows. The other thing that you might want to do is cut out the sky in your photograph. To cut out the sky, you actually need a path for the whole building. And once again, you can choose how much of the original photograph you want to keep and how much you want to cut away. So if I use the whole building path, hopefully this will show you my path. I'll just highlight my path for you. So I've used my pen tool to go around the whole building, so it knows what I want to cut out. I'll just highlight that path. I'll be able to load that path as a selection. And you'll see the ants marching around. And then go back to my original photograph. And remember, I want to cut out the sky. I mean, you can make your path, you know, either do the whole building or you can include part of the paving or the landscape, that's fine. So what I want to do is cut out the sky. I'm going to go select in the top menu, inverse. I'm on my original photograph and I'm going to hit delete on the keyboard, and hopefully that will isolate my building. So most of you will be able to do this quite easily as you already have your pen skills to create the path, load the selection, hit select inverse, and that's how you delete the sky.